Robert Griffin, you, in your time in Washington, played with a coaching staff that's really amazing. And
Yes.
you and I were talking off air.
Yep.
McVay and Shanahan, LaFleur, McDaniel, they're all there. They weren't who they are now then, but
Correct.
they were all in that room, and you know a guy in a way that we wouldn't.
Right.
What can you tell me about Mike McDaniel?
Yeah, when you look at Mike McDaniel, he was the receiver coach while I was there in Washington. And although he wasn't my specific position coach, he made it a point to get to know every single player on the football team. You see, when people hear Mike McDaniel's name, they think mad genius, play caller. But I really think of him as a people connector, right? Mike McDaniel went through his own struggle in his own life with alcoholism. And I think because of that struggle, he's able to connect with his players a lot better. So when he comes in and he sees Tua Tagovailoa and he knows this guy's been beat down and berated by the coach before him, he creates an environment where he can lead and he can grow and develop and be the person that he is. Mike McDaniel doesn't look at his players as assets or a means to an end. He looked at them as people, just like he wanted to be looked at when he was going through his struggle. So when I see Tyreek Hill play the best ball he's ever played, and I see Austin Jackson, the offensive lineman who just got the new deal, play the best ball that he's ever played, it's because Mike McDaniel is coaching them from a place of what they can do, not from a place of what they can't do. And I think that's what makes him so special. He doesn't criticize guys. He teaches them. And I think that's a lost art in coaching.
Do you find that to be, for your experiences in all the different rooms you're in, a unique, meaning like no one else was quite like him? I'm a stickler for that word. Rare means not many. Unique means one of one. Is it fair to say he's unique in that regard? He
is unique in that regard because a lot of times coaches don't want to get to know their players in the way that Mike McDaniel is willing to get to know his players, because it's an ever-changing league, right? It's a revolving door of guys coming in and guys coming out. He doesn't shy away from that. He understands that if he can connect with his players at a personal level, he can get more out of them on that football field. He's a players coach, but you know the old adage about players coaches, they get walked over by the team. That's not what he does. Because he is in there putting them in position to be successful, they respect him for it. They love him for it.
That's the exact word. I'd say if you give the players that kind of latitude, they're going to show you the respect to not walk over you, right?
Exactly.
Really interesting. Their offense, by the way, is absolutely cooking. The best in the NFL this season, leading the league in points per game, yards per play. The only team in the National Football League getting at least 30 points per game from its offense. They're scoring a touchdown 35% of their drives. That's the highest in the NFL in the last 3 seasons.